Hey everyone, my name is Nathalie and I am addicted to taking OOTD pictures, and this is how I edit my Instagram pics. So before I explain to you how I edit my Instagram pictures, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up. So in order for you to take an Instagram picture, you need either a camera or a phone. I basically use my phone to take all my Instagram pictures because you always have it on you and it's super easy and you can ask everyone to take a picture of you. First tip that I'm gonna give to you in order for you to take really good Instagram pictures is always find good lighting. So if you take your pictures with your phone, do take it somewhere where there is a lot of light, because the lens inside the phone is also not as good as the lens of a camera. So that's why if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that most of the time I take my pictures outside just because I take it with my phone. Okay, so the second tip I'm going to share to you in order to take really good Instagram pictures is always clean the lens of your phone before shooting or before you give to the people who is going to shoot you. I always clean the back of my phone and I'll hand it out to the person who is with me and who is willing to take a picture. I find that today I cannot speak. I have no idea how this video is gonna look like, but we'll just, we'll just make this work. So I use 4 different editing apps and you might think, oh my god, this girl is crazy. Yes, I am, because I shoot everything on my phone. It doesn't have like the same quality as when you shoot it on a camera, so that's why I use 4 different editing apps, and these editing apps are all free. 4 different apps that I'm using are: 1, Lightroom, which is free on mobile, but I think if you want it on your computer you have to pay it. Second app that I like to use is Snapseed. The third one that I like to use is Facetune, and the fourth one is obviously Instagram. So after all this rumble and mumble, I'm now going to show you how I edit my pictures. So I'm gonna turn on the screen recording thingy on my phone. So I'm gonna go to my Lightroom app. I think I've already uploaded the picture. This is the picture that I'm gonna edit with you. Just really like this picture, and if you follow me on my Instagram, you know that my pictures are mostly very vibrant and light because I'm somebody who really likes colors. Also, don't forget to actually follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna have the link down below. So first thing that I like to do on Lightroom is to crop my picture, and the ratio that I like to crop my picture is 4/5. And when I'm happy with the result, I just say, okay, do I like this? Not really, I think I need it a bit to the left. Yes, this is how I like it. So after that, I will go to the detail part and I'm gonna sharpen the image. Obviously, because I take everything with the phone, I want my Instagram pics to like be sharp and have like very vibrant colors. So I up the sharpening to 30, and then I up the noise reduction to 20-25 so that my pictures are less grainier. Same here, color noise reduction also until 25. I don't know what it really does, but I always play with those tools. And then the smoothness, I like to up it until 80 so that my skin kind of looks smooth. Now I'm going to go to the effects section and I'm going to make this picture way more, how do you say, more detailed looking. Make it a bit more like HDR, but we're going to do that with another app later on. So I am upping up till 30. As you can see, there's way more shadows now, and I'm going to dehaze it until 20. The reason why I dehaze it is because I do live in a very hot and humid country, and my pictures sometimes tend to be a bit more foggy because of the humidity, so I always try to dehaze it. Now I'm going to the color section, and I like to up the vibrance to 30 or 40, maybe this time 40. It makes it a bit more yellow, your pictures, but we can solve that. I think I'm just going to go 35 today. And then saturation, I like to go until 3, just to make the picture more saturated and more vibrant. But obviously when you play with the saturation, it can really make your pictures yellow or greenish in this case. Yellow, well, not really very pretty. So that's why I up it until 3. I don't think so people play with the saturation until 100, honestly. And I tend to like my pictures on the bluer side, so I always play with the temperature and I do it -2. After I play with the colors, I go back, and not I go back, I actually go to the light section and I up the exposure. Here I'm gonna go 30 because it's already well lit, and then the contrast I'm gonna go to 15 to make it a bit less harsh. And the highlights, I always lower the highlights. You can up the highlights if you want. See, if you play with the highlights, if you go to the right, then some how do you say, some objects in your picture will be brighter, but I want everything to not have that much highlight because I'm going to use another app to really specifically add highlights to certain objects. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I wonder if I understand myself. So yeah, I'm gonna lower the highlights till, I don't know, 70. Okay, here we go, 70, maybe 80. Let's lower it until 80. Okay, the shadows, I'm gonna reduce the shadows in my picture so it will look more lighter and brighter. So I think I'm gonna go until 50. 50 is good. Like, otherwise if I go 100, I don't know, it's just way too bright and I don't really like that. So I'm gonna do 50. And then for the white, I'm going to up it till 10. This is also another way to make your pictures more like vibrant and more vibrant and give a bit more light. Obviously white means that you're gonna play with the whites on your pictures, see? So I'm just gonna do until 15. Yeah, that sounds good. Then black, I'm gonna lower with the black so that I don't wanna make the picture too bright without any black. I don't think so. It's very weird, I find it. I know some people like that, to have that kind of style and feel, but not me. I just want to like enhance my picture, so I'm always going to have a bit more black and a bit more shadow in my picture, so I always lower it to like 15. And then I'm going to play with the color again, and I'm going to the mix tool. Actually here I think I'm going to up the tint to pink just because there's a lot of green, so I don't want my pictures to be too greenish. So I always bump, not always, time to time, if there's a lot of green in my picture, then I would bump the pinkness in the pictures so it doesn't look too like greenish. Sometimes if there's too much green, you can look really like ugly and it's a bit like dull, so that's why I always like to put a bit of a pink hue if I actually take pictures with like trees and all of that. And then what I would do is play with yellow, the yellow color, and I really like Lightroom for that actually, because you can really change like specific colors of your picture with this app, and so this is really great. So for instance, you don't want a lot of yellow, you can just lower the saturation and you won't have too much yellow in your pictures. I really cannot speak today. I don't know. So I'm gonna lower it until 60. Man, I think it's too much. I think like 40 is good. And then I'm gonna play with orange. Orange is more of my skin tone. As you can see, if I bump the luminous, my skin is a bit more brighter. So I like to do it until 10 or 15. I look a bit more glowy. And then if I play with the saturation, you see my skin tone can change. And everybody has a different skin tone, but mostly if you play with the oranges, then you will play with your skin tone. But some people have also a bit more red into their skin tone, so you can play with that too, and others have more pinkish tones. So you have to really know what your skin tone is and like play around with the colors. So I think I'm just gonna add a bit of saturation so I don't look like too sick. I find that I really don't have color in this picture. I'm happy with the result. I'm gonna do it before, after, yeah, I like it. And now I'm gonna save it. Okay, after I've saved it, I am gonna use the Snapseed app. And again, the reason why I use different apps is because I find when I edit my pictures in Lightroom, it kind of looks like flat, and I don't really like the final results. I know everybody like nowadays edit everything on Lightroom, and I think it's a great app if you really have like really good quality pictures. But if you only take your phone, I mean if you take your pictures only with your phone, then I think you need like more apps to enhance things that you want in your pictures. So I will take that last picture that I've edited, and I'm just going to go to tools. And actually the different tools that I like to use on Snapseed are actually like the ambience. They have like an ambience tool, they have like a selective tool where you can just select like a color and make it more like saturated or less saturated. And then the other tool that I like to use is the detail. So I try to make my pictures again more detailed looking. And then there's a few filters that I also like to use on there, so I'm going to show you how I do it. Now I'm going to tune the image. No, I'm not going to tune the image. I'm going to up the structure, so I'll do it until 10 mostly. And then sharpening, I also go until 10. Again, this is to add more detail. And I always try to edit my pictures like how I would see it in real life. I know some people like use so many filters that the colors are not like the same. And so I don't really do that. I try to just make my pictures a bit like better and not like change the colors completely. After that, I would tune the image and add ambience. Every app really enhances your picture differently, so you also really need to play around on how you want to edit. Some people also like edit first on Facetune and then will edit on Lightroom, and other people will edit on Lightroom and then on Facetune and then on Snapseed. So everybody has their different ways to do it. I use all these apps honestly to add a like je ne sais quoi to a picture. Okay, I like the ambience, I will put 10. Once I'm happy with that, I am gonna go to the HDRscape, and basically the HDRscape here on the Snapseed app is just to make your picture more HD-like. But I use the filter strength, I only use like till 10. It makes me a bit more alive, I find, so that's why I go enter. And then I'll go to the grainy film, and the grainy film, this is where you can find all the Snapseed filters. I like to use the L03, I think that's like the best. It gives like the vintagey vibe, but I don't up the grain. I don't like my pictures to be grainy, so I always turn it off. And then I would just need to, how do you say it, scroll down with your finger, and then honestly, boys and girls, I do not know how to speak today. So anyways, the style strength, I lower it until 10. Yeah, that's a great. Sometimes I put 15. Today 15 is great. And after that, I like to use the selective tool, and just in like here, I find that my face is really like dull, so I want to brighten it up. So normally I brighten to like 15. There we go. Looks okay. And maybe the flowers, the selective tool, I can just enter here. Select a zone and then up the saturation if I want to, but not too much. Maybe until like 20. I'll paste it again somewhere. Copy, paste it somewhere. So yeah, that it looks a bit more saturated. And now you can see that my picture has a more yellowish tint, and like I've mentioned before, I don't really like that. So I'm gonna go to the white balance tool and lower the temperature, means making my pictures cooler and not warm. I know some people like that peachy warm look. I'm not about that life. I like it to the blue side. I don't know why, it's just how I like it. So I'm gonna lower it to -2. So you can see like that was a bit yellow and now it's a bit bluish. And then yeah, I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna export it. Once I export it, I go to Facetune. The first tool that I like to use is the adjust button. I sometimes adjust the brightness, and you can see that the brightness here on Facetune is different than the brightness on Lightroom. There's just a different effect. So I'm gonna go until 10 just to add a bit of brightness. And then after that, what I would do is I would go to retouch, and I'm gonna take the detail tool, and I am just going to add more detail to my eyes and my eyebrows. And yeah, I go like until 40 here, or maybe, yeah, 40 is good, 45. And after that, I like to use the smooth tool to smoothen my face, because I don't know, when you take pictures with your phone, it makes everything look a bit more grainier. So when you use Facetune, you can see that your face looks so much smoother, so much nicer. But obviously I don't do it until 100. I will do it like until like 40, so I don't look like a doll, like something fake, you know. I'm still a living human. And then I would use, again here, the detail section, just to make my bag and maybe my dress a bit more detailed looking. Do it until 25. And I will take the brightness tool here, get a bit more bright, my bag. But I'll do it like until 10, maybe 15. Yep. Okay. Then I again take the brightness, I mean not the brightness, the vibrance. Take it again, take that tool, brush, 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 brush. Okay, this is a bit too much, and I'll give it maybe like 12. Actually, the vibrance tool here is really, really good. Like if you want to make things pop, because you guys always ask, how do you make your colors pop? How do you make it? Well, this is one way to make it pop. Or you can use also the paint tool, and you can just select like maybe pink. Just do a picker, select the color. Why is it not working on here? And then maybe go to paint, and then after that you basically can color the whole dress in pink if you want. Obviously here I don't need it, because, well, my dress is in a neutral color, and so I don't want to color my dress. But sometimes when you take pictures with like colorful outfits, and I don't know, like there's like the pink is not really like the same pink as like your blouse in real life. Sometimes that happens with like the lighting. Then you can use this tool to actually make your, I don't know, like your top more red rather than orange. So sometimes I would do that. But yeah, that's basically how I would edit my pictures. And then I would save it. Oh, actually no, I actually forgot. I actually whitened my teeth a bit, just a bit. Not too much. Everybody does that, okay guys? It's no secret. Again, like 1310. After that, I just save. And after I save it, I open it in Instagram. I just add that picture. And then I would also edit here in the Instagram app, just because every time when you upload a picture, Instagram decreases like the quality. So if you take already a picture with a phone and it's already not a really good quality, then you also need to edit your pictures here in the Instagram app. So I like to edit my picture by adding a bit of luxe, which I don't know what that is. Mostly I put it until 3. Actually, not mostly, like every single time. Same to structure, I put it to 3, sometimes 5. And then I'll put the sharpen tool to like 20, sometimes 15, but mostly 20. And voila, that's how I edit my Instagram pictures. I mean, there's no secret. It's really basic stuff. I hope it was really helpful. And if you have, I don't know, if you have any other question, you can always DM me if you don't really understand the steps, or you can always like comment on my Instagram, one of my Instagram pictures, and I'll always try to respond to you. So like I've said before, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, share it if you think this was helpful, or rewatch it like a gazillion times. And I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's free. I'm gonna link it down below my handle, so I mean my username, and that's all. And I'll see you next time. Bye!